So the big question right now, what's going on with watch prices? All right, cool, we rolling? Sweet, let's do it. So, if you've recently bought some big watches, you wanna get into buying some watches, whatever, this video is gonna be for you because I'm gonna cover what's going on with the watch market or watch prices. So many people are asking me, panicking, they're ringing up with their watches to get prices, they think the whole market's crashing. That's not true. So I'm gonna explain what's going on. The watch market isn't crashing, things aren't gonna plummet. Believe they never will because we're trading, we're buying stock every day. We've been doing this for 30 years. We've seen things like this. Not as crazy as this, as far as how much things went up, but we've seen things very, very similar to this. Prices are cooling off. So the last year and a half, things have gone crazy high. We would all agree that. There's no denying things went really, really high. Things went so high because of supply and demand. So the last year and a half, you've had lockdowns, factories have been closed. You've had ADs closed, shops closed. The whole Europe situation where we left Europe and where we can't get stock in from abroad as easy, etc., etc. It's a lot more expensive. So there was a lot of factors that made supply very, very difficult. And normally when that happens, naturally, that drives prices up. In my opinion, on what I've seen, the last year and a half, a lot of people with their own businesses have been doing well due to a lot of trades have been good, like construction, the car game's going up, and there's been a lot of help financially, bounce back loans, normal loans, grants, this and that. So there seems to have been a lot of new money come in, and then add that on top of the poor supply. That's really what drove prices up. And then layer on top of that as well, knowledge of how good watches are as a place to put your money rather than being a bank or doing nothing with it as such. And obviously, John buys a watch for X, makes 5K on it, tells everyone down the pub, now they're the best thing ever, and everyone's jumping on it. And so it's been a very good time the last year and a half for watches. Recently, there's been a bit of a cooling off because the reverse of all of that is happening. So car game prices went crazy, building materials gone crazy. If you look at everything in the world right now, everything's gone a little bit flat or a little bit flatter. Everyone's a bit quieter, prices have cooled off on all markets. So it's not just watches, this kind of, you've got to look sometimes, step outside and look around you a bit as well. So it's what's going on with the whole world. So that's why things are cooling off. I personally think it's healthy. I think if things just kept going the way there probably could have been a bit of a crash. But I think things are finding a nice steady point now. I'm personally not actually finding things are going down a lot because I'm not looking at the crazy prices, some of the crazy prices people are listing for online, which I'm going to talk about later. There's a lot of people panicking. I'm getting tons of phone calls every day. People selling root beers, people selling olives. So most of you know what those are, but a root beer is a full rose gold GMT. Olive is a rose gold Date 840 with a green dial. They was kind of the two, I would say, like hottest watches, and also went up probably percentage-wise the most in the last year and a half. So yeah, a lot of people are panicking. That just makes everything 10 times worse because they ring us or they ring their normal jeweler and then they ring someone else and someone else and someone else. Right now, people in the trade, they've not got much appetite to buy because there's a lot available in the trade groups. A lot of people's businesses have slowed down and they're offering their watches back for sale. People in the trade right now are only buying stuff if it's very keenly priced. They ring one jeweler, they don't want to buy it, they ring the next jeweler, suddenly the same watch has been offered to 10 jewelers, and that doesn't help the price at all because whoever is buying it needs to be really on the right side of it. If they're 45K, normally in a trade group, they're going to want to be at 40. So they know they can sell at 42.5 comfortably or 43 comfortably. Like I said, watches are good long term. If you're not a watch dealer or a watch business, you shouldn't be buying watches to try and earn money in weeks or months because that's just not realistic. That has happened a lot over the last year and a half. Like people have earned large amounts of money that are not in the watch business just from getting into the right thing at the right time, and it's gone up loads. But that's not normal. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be either, if you put money into a watch, in my opinion, it should be you put money into it for the long-term gain because watches are fantastic long-term. There's no denying that. Or if it's for sentimental, you like the watch, it's for an occasion, and then the price doesn't matter. Before we close the video off, there's one thing that I want to get clear about watch pricing. So there's a massive difference between listing and selling. So I have tons of customers ring me and say, I'm selling this watch, I've seen it sell online for X. That's not true. You've not seen it sell online for X. You've seen it listed online. Same as property. I can list my property. If my property is really worth 750, say for argument's sake, I can list it online for $1 million, there's nothing stopping that. But it's probably not going to sell, but someone can say, oh, I've seen that on for $1 million, I might put mine on for 950. And that was part of the reason what was driving prices up a bit. Just kind of pay attention to, there's a massive difference between listed for and selling for. I can put something on Chrono24, on eBay, on my own website, for whatever price I want. I can put a watch on for twice as much as what it's worth, and it doesn't sell. But people can see that and think, oh, that's kind of what they're worth. That's not true. That's just what someone's opinion is. What they're worth is actually what they're selling for. So there's a huge difference in that. So yeah, that's just a little pointer to bear in mind when you are selling something. So that's it. Just a video on what's going on with the state of the watch market. Like I said, we've been in this 30 years. We've seen things like this before. Admittedly, not as crazy as the last year and a half, but we have seen things like this. That's it. Any questions? Send us a message or comment below. Also, any other videos like this you want to see, any topics, anything you're curious about, anything you want to know, just let us know and we'll throw another little video up. We'll see you soon.